Vanessa King wasn't new to turbulence. But this time, it wasn't about air pressure. It was about the pressure of being a black woman, in power, in silence. She didn't wear her status. She didn't flash diamonds or drown herself in designer. No, Vanessa wore dignity, discipline, and the kind of quiet fire that doesn't need to shout, because when it moves, people feel it. She walked into the terminal at Jackson Hartfield Airport, wearing soft brown slacks, a silk cream blouse, and simple heels. Her hair was tied up into a tight bun. Minimal makeup. No assistant. No entourage. She walked with the grace of someone used to getting doors opened. But today, all the doors seemed to slam in her face. "Excuse me, ma'am. Economy is boarding in 20 minutes," the gate agent said without even looking up. Vanessa gave a polite smile. "I'm in first class." The woman finally looked, blinked, scanned her up and down, then smirked. "Well," she shrugged, "we still need to finish with our priority passengers first." Vanessa nodded slowly. "Right, thank you." But she didn't move. She stood there, calm, composed, until the boarding group was called again, and this time she walked forward. A man in a navy blue uniform with captain wings approached her near the jet bridge. "Ma'am, first class is full," he said with a forced grin. "You might have been upgraded by mistake." "No mistake," Vanessa replied gently, handing him her phone. He glanced at the boarding pass, paused. Her name was there. Vanessa King, Seat 2A, Platinum Executive. Still, he hesitated. His eyes didn't move from her face. "Is there a problem?" she asked. A flight attendant, tall, blonde, lips too tight to smile, leaned over and whispered something in the captain's ear. Then both looked at her again, like they were waiting for her to say she was joking. "Follow me," the captain said finally, but not kindly. Vanessa followed, gripping her tote bag a little tighter. Inside the plane, first class was almost full. A white man in a hoodie sat in 2B, scrolling through something on his phone. She stopped in front of 2A, her assigned seat. The flight attendant appeared beside her. "I'm sorry, ma'am. That seat is for premium business." Vanessa turned her eyes slowly. "It says first class on my ticket. 2A. Well, perhaps they printed it wrong. Please, step aside so others can pass." Vanessa didn't move. "Can you check again?" The flight attendant's tone sharpened. "I'm sure." The man in 2B looked up. He watched for a moment, then chuckled under his breath and went back to his phone. Another flight attendant appeared, this one older. She looked at Vanessa with that same sour expression. "What's going on here?" she asked. "She doesn't have a seat in this cabin." The younger one replied. "I do," Vanessa said, handed her phone over again. Both women squinted, looked, then looked at each other. The older attendant frowned. "It's valid. She's 2A. The younger one bit her lip. Then the captain reappeared, visibly annoyed. "Is this going to be a problem?" he asked. Vanessa met his eyes. "It seems to already be one." He stepped forward like he was ready to speak down to her, but before he could, Vanessa calmly pulled out her second phone. No password needed, just one tap. A FaceTime screen lit up with the logo of Blue Sky International Airlines, the very airline she was standing inside. The flight crew paused. The call connected. A man in a blazer appeared on screen. "Vanessa?" "Hey, Richard," she said, her tone still soft. "I'm on the 10:30 to Toronto. Just boarded. But we're having a little issue with seating and respect." The man blinked. "That's your plane." "It is." He turned his head and called out to someone off-screen. "Get human resources. Now." Vanessa ended the call and placed her phone in her bag. The silence on the plane was so thick it could choke you. 10 minutes later, the plane hadn't moved. The door reopened. An airline supervisor stepped on board, followed by 2 uniformed officials. The younger flight attendant tried to explain, but was cut off. "You're being removed from this flight," the supervisor said coldly. The captain stood, wide-eyed. "Wait, what's going on?" "You'll receive instructions from HR in the morning. All 3 of you." "Wait, her?" The captain pointed at Vanessa. "She's just a—" The supervisor cut him off. That just so happens to be the majority shareholder of this airline. The man in seat 2B slowly lowered his phone. The crew, stunned, were escorted off the aircraft without another word. Vanessa sat down. Seat 2A. Window view. The older flight attendant returned, the only one who hadn't disrespected her. She placed a glass of chilled lemon water on her tray. Ms. King, I'm truly sorry. Vanessa nodded. Thank you. She leaned back, crossed her legs, and finally opened the book she'd been trying to read since the terminal. Outro and reflection. Power isn't about raising your voice. It's about knowing when to speak and when to let silence do the talking. Vanessa didn't need to yell. She didn't need to prove her worth. Because real power is quiet, patient, and undeniable. How many people do you overlook each day based on how they dress, look, or sound? Before you judge, ask yourself, what if that person is the one who writes your paycheck? If you felt something from this story, hit that like button. And if you believe in stories that restore dignity and truth, subscribe. We're just getting started.